Welcome to Mostly Lifting Stuff, episode 11. We are joined by Nick Baker today. Welcome.
How you doing, guys?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
All right, so Mr. Nick Baker, big mechanical engineer guy,
Oh, yeah.
graduating this semester, right?
Yep, graduating in April.
All right. He supposedly has been lifting since 8th grade. We don't know if that's true.
Give or take. That might be a lie. I don't know.
Might have to fact check that one.
Yeah, we'll call up some old.
I'll get some
coaches or
sites for you guys.
Appreciate it. Mostly powerlifting, but now focuses on quote unquote aesthetic looks. So I had to pull that one out on you. Sorry.
Thanks a lot.
So, what's the goal right now? Is it to gain mass or kind of thin out a little bit?
Currently, yeah, spring break coming up, I've been trying to cut a little more. You know, I've been on pretty much bulk for the last 8 years. So.
Okay.
Is that why you said today was cardio day?
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm trying to do some cardio.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah, do it for about half an hour on Sunday. Call it good.
Oh yeah, dude, you're good for the week.
Yeah. So it's been more trying to trim fat while maintain, the hard-earned muscle mass. So.
Yeah. It's a tough balance.
It is absolutely. So.
Do you say you said now that you're more focusing on going to spring break and whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do a lot of meal planning or focusing on how you eat as well? Because obviously it's a big part of it. So.
Yeah, so I agree. When you're trying to lose fat, maintain muscle, it's mostly your caloric intake, right? So currently I'm in a deficit. I've been trying to focus on, a sufficient amount of protein to maintain muscle mass, but also cut carbs, not around my workout. So I only consume carbs before and after my lifts.
Have you noticed much of a difference doing that?
Yeah, so I feel like I've become a little more vascular, which I'm never I don't have veins. I don't think so. Lately it's been good. I think I've lost a little bit around the belt line here, so that's pretty good.
It's good. That's good feeling.
Yeah. So, but I've also maintained my strength, which is good. That's the goal at the end of the cut, is to maintain, as much strength as possible. Because I think, if you have your strength at the end of the cut, you've also maintained your muscle mass, right? Or at least your muscle density.
Yeah, it's definitely a good indicator of where you're at with what you've been doing.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess I don't really count calories per se.
Okay.
But I do pay attention to when I eat them and how much, I guess, of each macronutrient I have.
Okay.
So I'm not really.
So you're not super crazy about
no,
it. You just
I
give
don't
a
meal prep or
guesstimate,
anything
and you said
Garrett over here.
Yeah, you said you just like to do the carbs before and after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Do you think that timing has a big effect on whether or not you're gaining or maintaining weight? Because I know you talk to some people and they'll say, oh, it only matters if you're in a deficit or not. And then you get the people who are doing intermittent fasting where they say, no, the timing matters too. What's your take on that?
I mean, honestly, I personally haven't done intermittent fasting, so I haven't, experienced it firsthand. But I would say, honestly, throughout the day, I think it's good to have, high amounts of protein throughout the entire day. And then right in the beginning of the day have, complex carbohydrates to kind of maintain your energy levels throughout the day. And then before and after, simple carbohydrates. So I think in that sense, timing is key. But aside from that, I personally haven't really seen, and don't eat past I guess 8 p.m. in my opinion, because I bloat freaking.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those things where I feel like eating past 8 p.m. you usually are eating things that
aren't good.
You're not. Yeah,
you're not supposed to be.
I think if you're eating good things, it's not as big a deal. But if you're eating something that you're not going to eat right before you work out or something like that, it's kind of a good indicator. Hey, this probably isn't a good idea.
Right. Yeah, so I mean that's my take on that. I don't know, what do you guys think about it, honestly?
Well, I know Garrett did the intermittent fasting before, and he said he liked it because I don't think he started. What was it, 12?
Yeah, I didn't do a really strict window where it was only 6 or 7 hours like some people do.
Okay.
I did a 9-hour eating window from 11 to 8.
11 to 8, okay.
And I did it for this whole past semester. And I think it's good for maintaining or even trying to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually trying to eat the same amount I did before, but I think that you're not going to really gain. Like, it was difficult for me to gain weight.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much didn't gain any weight last
Right.
semester.
Did you maintain your? I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I
maintained
felt
your
like I was
strength.
about the same. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't.
And you slimmed down, like you cut fat, like probably crazy, didn't you?
I felt like I did lose a little bit of fat. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I was eating a lot. I wasn't.
So
like,
did you do like a
strictly
refeed?
controlled.
You did like a refeed throughout the week, or was it like so you ate between 11 and 8, and then that was it?
Yeah, and then usually that was probably on average like 6 days a week. I did that.
Okay.
So if I'm home for the weekend or something,
You just
I'm
eat
not
normally?
strict with. Yeah, I would just eat normally.
Okay.
I wouldn't try to force my family to adhere to my
Your
ideas and craziness. So.
yeah, I feel that.
But I think it's definitely good to have some breaks where like you're able to do things like a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know my schedule right now, I've been trying to get like 330 grams of protein a day.
Yeah, it's
And like it's a bit of a challenge. Like if you eat stuff, like if I eat more like carbs than I should or something like that, it's not that I feel like bad about it because I'm trying to like put on muscle, but it makes it harder for me to get my protein in.
right because you're replacing what you want to be where you want to be putting protein. You're putting carbohydrates, right?
Right, and so it's definitely like it's kind of a challenge, and it's nice on the weekends like to go home and have a couple days where I'm not like
Completely
so regimented in like
Yeah.
when I'm eating protein and stuff like
man.
that. Like I'm still trying to center my meals around it, but I kind of give myself like a break from it, so
Okay.
I'm a little more re-energized for the week.
How are you getting that much protein like in a day? Like what forms of protein are you getting? Are you just taking it supplement form, or is it like through just your diet?
Well, it's mostly so I do like 6 eggs in the morning,
Okay.
and then I do a protein shake usually around like 9-10 o'clock because
Okay.
I eat before work, so I'm eating breakfast at like 6 o'clock, and then I'll have lunch, which will usually have like a big chicken meal where I'm getting
50 plus.
It's probably between like 80 and 100 grams of protein.
Holy crap!
Like,
All right.
I make a lot of chicken,
All
and
right.
and then usually I'll have another meal with like beef or like ground turkey or venison or something that's pretty big, and then another shake, and then eggs again before
Okay.
bed.
So you have I would say that's what, like 5 meals, 4 meals.
It's a lot of food.
Four
I don't
eggs,
eat
yeah.
like that at all. I
personally,
can't do it.
Like I'm gonna feel like crap if I do that. I don't know. Like that's a lot of food, man. That probably has taken a lot of
it's
adapting.
tough, yeah, but if I space it out enough, it's
Yeah.
not a big deal.
Okay.
I'm eating every few hours, so
Right.
I'm eating breakfast at like
You're obviously not
6:30.
hungry throughout the day.
Right. Yeah. I'm not,
So like
The snack foods are gone,
Yeah.
which is a plus.
you're not
Yeah.
getting hangry at all.
yeah, it's funny. Rachel comes over and we're like watching like a show or something, and I'm making oatmeal and a
Yeah.
protein shake, and it's like, I don't have like snacks.
Mhm.
It's like,
It's just full on.
I got,
guys.
if I'm hungry, I'm gonna have a shake or something.
Of course.
So, I'm not as far as taking like. There's people who, if they're really trying to gain muscle, like they're like waking up in the middle of the night, like they're setting an alarm.
Yeah,
And going to
see,
drink protein. Like
I'm not gonna interrupt my sleep cycle just to try and eat protein.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I think that. I mean, that's kind of
Counterintuitive, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're building your muscle as you're sleeping. That's when your testosterone spikes. That's when your GH levels are highest is when you're sleeping. So that's why they say get 8 hours if you're trying to build muscle.
Yeah, sleep is so important to building muscle, and I mean, unless you're one of these people that's like a bodybuilder and it's like your day involves eating and lifting and sleeping. I mean, some of those guys are probably sleeping 9 or 10 hours a day.
Right.
So, I mean, if waking up for 20 minutes to drink a protein shake,
Not too bad, right?
not too bad.
Yeah, because we're in college, right? Like
It's a little tougher.
I'm happy with about 5-6 hours of sleep. Like I got a great night's sleep if I get 6.5 hours of sleep. Because I'm up doing homework or like there's just not enough hours in the day. Because you guys know how it is.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I mean, yeah, and the thing with a lot of people,
Sometimes
like,
it's way worse than others.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if you're working right now, but a lot of people are working, class, and then we're finding
you're
time
trying
for the
to-
gym and
yeah.
trying to fill have at least somewhat of a social life.
Yeah,
and,
it's crazy, man. Like you got so many different aspects you're trying to cover, and like I'm working 30 hours a week. Like you're probably working right around there too.
yeah, I'm at about 24.
Yeah. See, like that's almost like that's not full time, but like it's over half time, right?
Right.
So, and you're at school full time. You got your senior design project. Like,
I think it's funny. Like, I think people are a lot of times shocked. They come out of college and that 40-hour work week is like
is like easy.
Damn, it's like it's a lot. No, for some people it's a lot.
Oh yeah.
But for us it's gonna be
it's gonna be a joke.
Like we're done at 4:00.
Yeah, like what, I can go lift.
I don't have homework like weighing over my head right now.
So nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know in the summer even like I was happy to just go to work, come home, do my thing.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to going to class, going to work, going to class, working out. That sucks.
It is like weird to think, and I don't know how many days a week you lift, but it's weird to think about like in the summers. My mindset goes to, is this something I could do long term?
Mm-hmm.
And I found that like the programs where I'm going like 4 times a week, or like maybe 5 times a week, with like kind of a flex day in there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like those have been best for me.
Those
as
are optional.
Far as if I only have 3 days a week where I can go to the gym after work, I can still get one in on the weekend, and I don't miss any of my programming. But
right.
I mean, there's people with programs where it's like 6 or 7 days a week, and it's not. You can do it for a little while.
Yeah.
But you want to find something that you can sustain.
Well, because at some point, you got to think about, are you recovering properly from working out 7 days a week? Like, I don't know, like, I don't want to get into like the natural versus unnatural debate, but like if
it makes a big difference.
If you're taking something, synthetic, you're going to be able to recover like that. So working out 6 or 7 days a week makes sense. But for, us natural guys, working out 4, maybe 5 times a week is like the max you can do and still, reap benefits from it. So I think, me personally, I'm working out 4 days a week. I go Monday, Tuesday, and then literally after my Monday and Tuesday workout, I'm dead. So I take Wednesday off, and then I go Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
And then that's it. Take the weekends off. I might do cardio on Sunday. We'll see.
Yeah.
You might throw that in there
maybe.
now.
Trying
race,
to.
like next week.
Yeah,
so you
I
might
know.
want to start going.
I'm
more.
doomed anyways, so I'm like, might as well.
The other thing I think about too when I'm thinking about like falling into like a schedule, like long term, I guess. It's like you think like long term, like eventually you're gonna have like a family and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not gonna go to the gym for 2 hours a day, 4 or 5 days a week.
Hell no, unless you want to start waking up at 4:30.
Right. Or you're gonna really piss off your wife or something.
Yeah, it's like, oh hey honey, I gotta go to the gym, I'm trying to get swole, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Then it's a whole like I'm not important anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that does not sound good.
Not good.
But it's
Not
just
good,
interesting
brother.
to think about something that will fit into a schedule where you can do it long term and you can sustain it long term. It's like it definitely changes our mindset, because I know like living on campus.
Yeah.
When I wasn't working, like even like the first year I didn't work at all. The second year I worked about like 10, 15 hours a week.
It was really convenient.
It was really convenient. And I mean, you can go to the gym whenever you want. You don't have hardly any responsibilities. Like, it's easy to go 6 or 7 days, and it's not a big deal then. But now it's like, you got to think, all right.
Like, what else am I going to do with my life? Like, I'm going to have a job. Like you said, I'm going to have a wife. Maybe.
Right.
We'll see. I don't know.
Well,
yeah.
hopefully at this point I do.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. I mean, you're good to go. Like, you're set. So, but yeah, you're right. You got to kind of, it's a weighing game. You got to figure out what schedule works best for your lifestyle, I guess. Because, if you're working part-time, making enough money doing that, I guess, you can lift 5-6 times a week and be okay.
Right.
So, it all depends on, I guess, what your lifestyle is.
And that's the thing, I think, with good programming, like the program we're doing right now, I've really enjoyed it so far.
It's been really nice
and it's convenient.
Yeah.
It's like 4 days a week right now, and probably the longest we'll be at the gym for one of the workouts is like an hour and a half is like the longest. So
right.
And some of the days you can get through in an hour.
Right.
So it's nice if you got stuff going on, you're in and out.
Exactly.
Where I feel like times where I don't have programming, it's like
you're there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh man, how many times have you walked in and I've been there? It was just the other day. Like I walked in to the gym and working out. You were just leaving. Then you went and played like 3 games of basketball, and I was still freaking there. Like I was there for over 2 hours, and I didn't mean to be. Like it just. You get to talking to someone in the gym, it's like, oh, hey, what's up?
Right.
And, you lose your intensity, so, like, it's not really helping you to be there for 2.5 hours, but, like, I still want to get the sets in.
Are you on a plan right now? Are you following anything, or do you go in there just like, oh, I'm gonna do this today, and then you kind of go along?
Yeah, like I'm not following a plan.
Okay.
I just go in, and if I'm feeling good, I'll lift for power, and then maybe next week I'll lift. I pretty much do power and then hypertrophy.
Yeah.
The next week.
Well, Gary and I talked about before. The nice thing about this program is like you follow this regimen, and it's stuff that is what we like, things that we wouldn't normally do, like the incline and decline.
So you start with things like that as opposed to like a flat bench.
Yeah. The first 6 weeks. So it's like a power building program. So the first 6 are like the bodybuilding part.
Mm-hmm.
So we basically take all your strongest movements and you're like basically switching it somehow. Mm-hmm. So bench, we're doing incline, we're doing decline dumbbell, and then on arm day we're doing close grip.
Mm. So you're not even incorporating flat bench throughout the week.
Right. Yeah. And then like squat, we're doing high bar, and we're doing beltless. Mm. So it's very challenging. Okay. And then deadlift, they call it like switch stance. So I normally pull sumo. Austin usually pulls conventional.
So we switch that.
So we switch. Okay. And we're doing the opposite.
No way.
And I really think that like when I switch back to sumo, I feel like
you're gonna be way better off because naturally with traditional I guess you use more like quads. I would say.
Yeah, you're using more of your legs. Yeah. But I mean, you're still using a lot of your back for like the top half of it. So I definitely think I'll be a lot stronger on my sumo because I took the time to go through and train conventional for a while.
Yeah.
And the point I was trying to make was like, so we're doing all these opposite things of what we normally do instead of going in and doing your favorite stuff every time.
That's the thing, man. You gotta get past stuck in that pride.
Yeah.
Like when I go in, I'm like, I'm gonna bench as much as I can today. And I hate like thinking about going in and the first thing I do is do decline bench press or something. Like it just hurts me. But like you're right, there are huge benefits to that. But like you gotta get past that mental block.
Yeah, it's definitely like humbling.
That's good that you guys are doing that. I want to know how that turns out. I feel like it's going to be really beneficial.
Yeah, we have so this week is like the 6th week.
The last week of the first half, right?
Yeah. And then we have like a deload/rest week.
Okay. Yeah, because you need that, man.
Yeah, and then we go and do like 1 rep testing, and then we start like the powerlifting.
And then you base that off of.
Right, and then we're back to our normal like strongest lifts. So
good stuff.
It'll be interesting to see if they progressed, and I mean, I think the one thing I worry about is like technique. Mm-hmm. I think because technique is so important in a lot of these lifts.
You kind of get into a groove like for benching for example. If you start with an incline bench press, you're incorporating more shoulders. You're going on a different angle.
Right. So it definitely will be, and I think I'm going to use the deloading week to kind of get back in the gym and do my stronger lifts, but do it lighter weights.
Yeah. And just to do the muscle memory.
Yeah, just drill that technique a little bit and iron it out. And then when we go, hopefully I won't be like looking like I haven't done it for like 6 weeks.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because, the strength should be there because of the other training, but the technique is such a big part of it.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Back to the natural, unnatural thing.
Sure.
You were unnaturally good at bench press?
Me?
I would say so, yeah. So what's your biggest advice for bench press, would you say?
A bigger bench.
Do you focus? I know you, watching you bench, your back's real arched, and you say you've been lifting for a while. Is that something that you've always just liked doing?
Honestly,
always been good at?
It's been really natural for me. Okay. So I'm a short guy. Garrett will tell you I have really short arms, so I don't have to go as far.
I always make fun of it.
Well, you do. That's true.
Yeah. And
it comes back on deadlift to hurt him, though.
Yeah, it does. And so I get a good arch. It's all about the base. So I'm a short guy, right? So I have wide shoulders. I have a wider back. I have a great base to press from.
Mm-hmm. Do you like these benches?
Honestly, I like the old ones better. Okay. I don't know.
I was just curious because it's short to the ground. And...
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's easier for me to get down.
It is, yeah.
I honestly, with these ones, I kind of have to fold up like a pretzel a little bit to keep tension.
I don't really like them, to be honest, because it feels like you're so low. Mm-hmm. You can't, like you said, you can't build up any, energy, I feel like, but,
I feel like where so many people miss on the bench is the lower half.
Lower half. Yeah, so that's, you got to explode at the bottom, right?
Right.
So that.
Even the lower half of their body, I'm meaning.
Oh yeah.
Most people think it's just chest and triceps.
No, leg drive is huge.
Yeah.
And personally, I didn't even start. I didn't even know what leg drive was until like senior year of high school. So
I didn't even know until like last year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean it's
something you never really thought about.
No.
Right. I never even thought.
I
don't really know a whole lot. But.
It's honestly like it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a big factor in it. I think good form in terms of your benching angle. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys, when they bench, they like to go...
I'm definitely too high. I've been working on that.
Yeah, too high on the chest, and that flares your elbows and puts a lot of strain on your rotator cuff.
Yeah.
So I think as close as you can get to 45 degrees is best. And they say you're supposed to go right below.
Yeah.
Your chest. I don't know, like when I bench, like I just get into like a mental state of like I'm just gonna bench this, like, and if I don't, it's gonna crush me. So
right. And when you've been doing it well enough for long enough that the cues come naturally to you, mm-hmm. You know what is going through, like what's going through. It's like subconscious for you mm-hmm. to, engage your legs and lock in your core and do all this stuff.
Exactly. Explode from the bottom, lock your triceps, midway up your bench.
Where like for me, I've been trying to incorporate some of this stuff mm-hmm. more recently. So for me, it's like I'm still at the point where I have to think about it some, mm-hmm. and I definitely will stray away from some of it sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'll catch myself doing things I'm not supposed to.
Right.
But I think once you hit that point where you don't have to think about it, then you're really able to focus on
the weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's there is a mental connection you have when you do it. Mm-hmm. So it is, if you can do it subconsciously, that's less you have to do. Yes, less you have to focus on when you're benching. You can focus on lifting the weight at that point. So
yeah, if you could get it down to just having a couple cues in your head
mm-hmm. where
it's just like you just think about like one or two things, and then you're able to just
exactly. It's simple. It's simple from there. I think another thing too is strengthening. I guess supporting muscles for bench. So huge secondary muscles are your front deltoids. Mm-hmm. Chest obviously, triceps. I do a lot of, my favorite lift for the top of the bench is floor press.
Yeah. So
I love floor press because it really helps with your lockout. I started doing floor press and dips mm-hmm. more this past year, and I'm not going up that high in weight anymore because I feel like I'm reaching a certain point.
Yeah, you can reach a point where you really have to, like, it just takes time.
Yeah,
it just takes a lot of time.
Because they have that philosophy where once you reach a certain point, you go up like half of what you did the year before.
Right.
So like I'm trying to do things to kind of break that, which it is what it is.
Which you just have to kind of adapt your training.
Mm-hmm.
I really like floor press too. It's
right.
It's nice because you can really think about where, like, I guess I don't know. You might call it like your arm slot.
Mm-hmm.
You can think about where you want your elbows to be,
to land
in relation to your shoulder.
Yes.
And you can really focus on hitting that right position
every time.
You're right.
Over and over again.
And you don't have to worry so much because you're really not engaging like your lower half as much, so you can focus on making the top half perfect.
Right. Exactly.
You can focus on making your chest.
When you do that, you also you kind of perfect your trajectory when you actually push the bar up. So if you come down and you hit your chest here, say, mm-hmm. If you're moving the bar up more,
that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
You come right off the chest and then you flare, and that trajectory. It's physics, right? If you come straight down, straight back up, that's the shortest distance you have to go to press the weight.
Yeah.
If you come down and kind of come over here and then come over here and then lift it up, like you're using more.
You just added that much.
Exactly, and you have like your arms are 10 feet long, so like
you don't want to add it.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
And if you think about like, I guess the kinematics of the movement, where. Like in relation to your shoulder, how like the bar is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, it's gonna go up and like up over like towards your face, like a little bit.
Yes,
like that's kind of the angle.
That is, that's fine.
That's but you see a lot of people when they get under really heavy loads, the first movement is out towards their face,
Yes.
and then they're trying to press, and that's just
straight up, which isn't good, right?
Right.
As long as you are on a straight line from wherever you pressed, wherever you came down from, that's where you want to stay. You're right. It is supposed to be a little on an angle, I guess, towards you, but not significantly.
Right. You're not throwing it out over your head.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a shoulder press or anything. So
I think it's interesting to watch the equipped lifters. I don't know if you've ever done this, but if you watch with like the bench shirts on and stuff, now the whole the amount of weight that they're doing and stuff is a lot different than what people are doing raw. But those guys using those bench shirts, their technique is on point.
Yep.
Because you have to be to get the benefit out of those things. And so you can really watch them and you can see them coming down to the perfect spot, and they have perfect tension in their body and stuff like that.
Right. And that suit definitely forces you to do that, in order to get, the benefits out of it.
And if you're not using it correctly, you're not going to get the benefit out of it.
Exactly. So I think I haven't personally used shirts or anything, but I've used the slingshot.
Yeah.
I've used that before too. And if you're using that wrong, you get a bunch up right up by your neck. It's like an instant notification. Hey,
you're doing it wrong.
You're messing up.
Yeah, like this isn't helping you.
Yeah.
So I think that's those things you can change little things like that and experiment here and there if you start reaching a plateau, and I think that's good for breaking it. So
yeah. Do you ever plan to compete in powerlifting?
Honestly, no. I don't think so. I do it to stay in shape, and I like, being strong. Okay. So it's kind of like a personal thing.
Right.
If it ever gets to the point of, maybe I'll take it to the next level, I will. But, for now, I don't see anything in the near future. So, I think I would be more apt for maybe a bodybuilding competition as opposed to powerlifting.
Okay.
But, like you said, our lives are, there's a lot of stuff going on, man.
Yeah.
But, we're already lifting, so maybe you might as well compete, right?
And I think part of it, too, I don't think, a lot of reasons people compete, they're not going out there because they say, all right, well, I'm going to try to win, the best in the state or whatever. I think it's more just to put yourself in an environment where you can really see what you're capable of.
Right.
Because you have, if you're at the point where you're competing, a lot of times you'll have a coach or you'll have people guiding you along the way, and you have that meet day where everything's hyped up. I kind of think that'd be neat to see what you're able to do when you have that
all that adrenaline, all that training, all that. Yeah, absolutely.
All those people watching, you don't want to let them down.
Yeah, because
you got to get it.
If you have that perfect build up to it too with your programming and stuff, and you just hit it at the right time,
it's a great feeling. Because I did powerlifting in high school. Did you?
No, we
basketball season.
Basketball
in the winters.
Okay.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to do both.
Okay. Yeah, that sucks. But yeah, powerlifting. That was definitely a good experience to, get a good basis for where I'm at now, I guess.
How far were you able to go with it there? Did you go to states?
Yeah, I went to states. I placed third in the state my sophomore year, and at that point I was competing in 155 weight class. Okay. So I was a little guy, just a little guy. I think my bench at that time was 265, 270.
Jeez.
So
that's a lot.
And that's with the pause at the bottom.
Yeah.
Which there's commands, right?
Yeah.
So you got the command unrack, command come down, and then
once it stops moving,
they look at it, they say up, and then you press. So it's not off your will; it's off of the judge's will. It sucks, man. Yeah, it was.
I think that's more than I was doing when I my freshman or even maybe into my sophomore year here. That's a lot of weight.
And dude, you've gone up a lot, which is fantastic.
Yeah. It's always been bench has always been the one where I feel I just feel like it's lagging so far behind, but
that's not.
It's not like lower body where you're gonna make maybe a 10-pound jump.
It's
little
very
by
slow.
Little,
it's a game of inches, man.
And you gotta be perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta be perfect with the technique.
Because there's some weeks where I'll go into the gym, and I'll do 315. I'll do the 5x5 with 315. And then the next week I'll come in and I'll hit 315 3 times on my third set, and I can't get it anymore.
Okay.
And I don't know what it is, I'm trying to figure that out. So I don't know if that's nutrition because I'm cutting, or if it's still not recovered from the previous week, or if that's just, my form was off,
Right.
like we were talking about earlier.
Well, yeah, when you get into like, a higher percentage of your max,
It's harder
if your form isn't,
if it's not on par, like you're gonna see it more. You're not gonna have as much room for error, right?
Right. Because I mean, you take like 225 or something, and
if you flare a little bit or you come down too low, like you're gonna recover from it.
right. Because I mean, we're not taking it and doing it for like as many as we can every time we do it.
Yeah.
We're doing it for like, 6 or 8 to warm up, but then you're putting it back. So if you're not perfect, it doesn't get exposed, because it probably won't get exposed till you get to like that 15th rep, and it's like way harder than it should be.
Exactly. Yeah, because once you get fatigued, that's when your bad habits start coming out, right? You start flaring or doing whatever. So
yeah.
What are your maxes in the big three?
Well, I actually haven't maxed bench this year yet. So
oh baby,
I maxed last year at 365 bench.
Okay.
I'm hoping I'm close to 375, 380 this year. Squat, I haven't maxed squat since sophomore year. That was at 415.
Okay.
So I'm hoping it's close to 450, upwards of that. Deadlift, I hate deadlift. I suck at deadlift.
It's the best. It's the best.
Honestly, guys, my squat is probably higher than my deadlift.
Really?
So, yeah. My deadlift is, I would say, 440 on a good day.
Okay.
Yeah. So, that's not my thing. That's kind of like how you are with bench. It's not I don't have the proper form, I don't think.
Okay.
Like, my body, like, the kinematics of my body is, like, it's hard to mentally fix things that I've been doing for upwards of 6-7 years.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a muscle memory thing that I got to break.
Yeah, it's definitely, for deadlift, you feel, if you have like a feeling where, like if you mess up a bench, somebody lifts it off your chest, and that's it. But if your technique goes bad on deadlift,
you can just drop the weight.
You can drop the weight, but if you're still trying to get the weight,
you're tweaking a little bit.
You're like,
yourself.
like deadlift is like the one lift where it's like, you kind of worry like a little bit more about the one rep, because if you're really trying to put everything into it and something goes haywire, like you can really hurt yourself.
Yes.
Absolutely. Where with like a squat, if you're going up and you feel like something's going wrong,
you can just come right back down. You got the bars there.
Right. But something with a deadlift where you're attached to that bar and
you're going up, or you're either going up or you're going down. And if you go down, you might hurt yourself.
Right.
So.
You ever passed out from deadlift?
No, I have not. I actually have from squatting.
Really?
Yeah. Me and my buddy Chad, it was stupid. Don't try this at home, people. We did a finisher 225 for 25 reps squat. Just stupid.
Sounds horrible.
Just stupid. Like squatting above 8 reps is cardio for me. Okay, so like that was bad. So I stopped that, and like I had to sit down. Like I couldn't see straight. And later that day, my buddy told me he actually threw up going home. Like he had to pull over and throw up. So that was a success on my part, because it was my idea. So yeah, I haven't passed out or anything yet, but I've come close. Deadlifting, once you get, like, if you're struggling, sometimes I've seen guys at powerlifting meets struggle for over 10 seconds, over 15 seconds to try and get, because they're going up inch by inch.
Yeah.
Like,
sometimes you hit that stopping point too, and you think you can pull through it, and the weight's not moving, but you just keep trying. You're putting everything into it.
Yeah, and I've seen guys just fall right over.
I've never done that. I've had reps where
you get the crazy eye and
the
red face.
Yeah. See, that's
scary looking.
Like that's how I am with benching. Like when I stand up from benching, like it looks like I'm like possessed or something.
Okay.
And like like when you're done deadlifting 8,000 pounds, like you're just ready to go. Like you got blood vessels just popping.
Yeah.
So
Evan like caught me one time.
Really?
Yeah, I remember. This was like probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. This was like a stupid thing too, and I was like, I'm gonna do a strip set on deadlift, and I started with 4 plates, and I did like as many reps as I could, I had Austin and Evan pull a plate off each side, and I did it again
for as many
reps
as
I could.
Oh my god!
And then I did it again with 225, and I got done, and I was like leaning a little bit, and I just feel Evan like kind of grabbed me, and I was like, all right, I'm still here, I'm good.
At that point, 225 feels like 500.
I was like, and I'm thinking back, I'm like, what the hell was I doing?
What did that do for you, man?
Accomplish?
Yeah, like you just hurt yourself, like, man.
Classic.
Leg day almost got Austin the other day. Austin
Really?
almost puked after.
I had to go sit in the bathroom,
dude. I don't know what it's been like lately.
I just went and sat in the stall for a little while. Just felt a lot better.
So all the days,
big breaths.
Yeah.
All the days of our program, the last exercise is 25 reps, 20 reps, 15, then 10.
Oh crap!
And it's supposed to be leg press.
Is that okay? So it's like an isolated rep, like type workout, or is it? It's a compound movement, right?
It's like leg press. We do shrugs, back day. Arm day, it's a superset between
easy
bar curls and then push downs with the rope.
Okay, yeah.
And then legs, it's supposed to be leg press.
Leg press.
But
holy crap.
Or no, for shoulders it's machine press.
Yeah.
But yeah, for leg press, Oakland's has been out of order.
Yeah, it has.
So we've moved it to the hack squat.
Oh god.
So
the hack squat is brutal.
we've been loading up the hack squat, and
man,
25 reps on the hack squat with almost anything
is terrible. With 135, with 45s on each side sucks.
Yeah.
Like
it's a nightmare.
I just did a new leg workout the other day. I was at Rochester Gym. Kirsty actually showed me, Kirsty Barnes. And we did it focused on your, I don't know the technical term, but you know, your teardrop muscle right here, the inner quad.
At the end of your quad.
You go on the hack squat, right? And you point your toes out like this, and you lift your butt off the seat. So it's your points of contact.
So it's a shoulder mounted.
Right, you're mounted at your shoulder and at your feet, and then you come down slowly. And let me tell you, I couldn't walk after that. I was like, wow. Like she's got crazy leg workouts. So
it's gotta be one of those. I don't know if you've heard of Julian Smith.
Yeah,
it's gotta be one of his.
Oh yeah, probably.
Definitely. Yeah, from the Daily Pump. He's the quad guy.
And he does the plates where you put the plate down and then you squat. You do the back squat. Yeah, that hurts too.
He's got all sorts of crazy like.
What's the plate one?
Like you put a 45 down.
Okay.
So in the squat rack, it's just regular back squat. You put a 45 down, and then you put your heels on it.
Okay.
And it elevates your feet.
It shifts you into the quads.
Right, and it shifts. It isolates your quads when you do your.
Because your knees are out over your toes.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're like powerlifting, that's like something you don't want to do.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
But if you're doing like lighter weight and you're doing like time under tension,
right,
it puts
that's
a lot
good
more
for
focus
a
on
bodybuilding.
the quads.
Benefit that so.
I remember I was doing a workout I saw from him one time, and I had my on the hack squat.
Yeah.
Feet together, at the very top of the platform,
and
then
so
like going
like
down like 6 or 7 seconds, and then trying to like explode back up, and then not quite getting all the way to the top, and then coming back down.
It's just like a shock absorber.
And you're under tension the whole time, and it's just it was rough.
Yeah, man, you can really mess yourself up with legs, like, because it's such a big muscle. That's like most of your mass is like in your legs, right? So like you're working so many muscle fibers.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, a lot of people they train your legs like once a week, which is pretty normal.
Yeah.
But like that's like the bottom half of your body, right. And the top half you're like splitting like 4 times.
Yeah, it's weird. There's just not enough days in the week, man. People are just like, legs, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we definitely focus on legs more than most people do.
Yeah.
Because, like, when guys come in and they're like, I don't do legs, I'm like,
oh,
man.
You see some broke squat forms, too.
Yeah. Oh,
we saw a bad one today.
Did you?
It's bad.
Yeah. It hurts to watch, man.
Yeah.
Like, what'd you guys see today? Was it, like,
just,
rounding the back?
It was just, like, no, it was just, like, quarter squats.
Oh, yeah, he tossed on as much weight as he could, and then...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The range of motion was less than
My old football coach used to say if when you go down, you're supposed to go parallel, right?
Yeah.
If you put a marble on your quad, when you're at the bottom of your squat, if it's a hypothetical marble, and if it rolls forward, you're not deep enough.
Right.
So that's kind of what I've been going off for my squats ever since.
Okay.
And I think that's a good basis to have because you get the full range of motion. You get the full benefits of the squat at that point.
Yeah. I really focus on just, like, I mean, you're squatting in front of the mirror, and you can see, you know, once that knee and the hip are in line.
Yep, in line with each other.
Yep.
That's when you explode up, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, another benefit of doing legs is it's supposed to, you know, since it is one of the biggest, you know, muscle, you know, assemblies you have in the whole
functional
body.
unit, yeah.
I guess it increases like free testosterone in the body, which then will help you gain muscle where you want it in the upper body as well. So
Yeah.
that's what I've heard lately. So I've done a little research on that, and it makes sense because you're activating more muscle fibers. You have more protein synthesis going on. So
Yeah.
it makes sense, and it's worth it.
Yeah,
So-
you're definitely feeling it.
Yes.
We were doing a program in the summer, which was powerlifting.
Oh, yikes. Yeah.
And 4 days a week, short workouts too. We were in the gym for probably an hour workout.
Mm.
But we were deadlifting or squatting every single day.
Oh my god!
So it was
wait! Oh, I remember that. That was terrible.
We
I'm
made
like,
some real
Gary.
strength gains on that
It was
program.
like low bar, high weight, and then the
Yeah.
next day was
And then it was
convention.
And then it was your normal deadlift for
Yeah.
higher weight, and then the last 2 days were high bar, lower weight, and then your switch stance for lower weight.
How did that go?
We made it. I mean,
big gains.
I think my
Really?
Oh yeah, I did.
yeah.
But I'm a weakling, so
No, he went from not being able to do 225. He got it 3 times at the end of it for bench.
No shit.
yeah.
And it I kind of was switching to low bar at the same time, so my 1 rep max for squat was like a little bit artificially low, I guess, because I hadn't maxed out on low bar yet.
Yeah.
Which it would have been more than what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But over that 10-week program, my total went up 100 pounds.
Wow.
I gained 15 on the bench. I gained, it was 30 on the deadlift.
Holy
and then
crap.
30 or 35, and then
And that's from doing legs every day.
and then 55 on squat.
Jeez, man.
Because it was
But I was it was at the same time I switched to low bar. My balance was so much better.
Mm-hmm.
My technique was a lot better. And
So
then
you think that
I
had
had
a
that
factor?
and then I had really good programming to help.
Yeah.
And then so the stars kind of aligned, and
Yeah.
those were tough workouts too. Because what was it? 10 weeks
it was 10 weeks and it was 12 reps.
at the beginning,
So 3 by 12 the first week. With
Jeez.
and then it was 3 by 10, and then it was
3
and
by
the
8.
first day is the worst.
Yeah.
The first day is the absolute
Yeah,
worst.
'cause
Because
you're
the first
sore as
day
hell after that, probably.
you have 3 by 12 on squat,
Mhm.
3 by 12 on bench. So you get done with 3 by 12 on squat, and I was about ready to puke. Jordan actually did the program and he puked after the first day.
Yeah.
And then you look at the thing, it's oh crap. It's I gotta go do 3 by 12 with 225 for bench now.
Oh.
Oh man. So
Yikes, boys.
it was rough, but the one thing, because it was so demanding, you had to take your rest days at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had to take really strategic.
So you did day 1, you
Yeah.
took a rest day. You did day 2, you took a rest day, and then I think you did 3 and 4 back to back was fine.
Okay.
It wasn't that demanding that
Okay.
you couldn't. But yeah, it definitely, you had to be on point with that, or else if you're going into the gym the next day, say you worked out at night on one day doing those squats and bench,
And then
and
you
it's
go first thing
oh,
in
I'm
the
gonna go
morning.
early and do my
Yep.
next workout.
Not a
Uh-huh.
chance.
It wasn't
No
gonna
way.
happen.
Not a chance.
No
Yeah.
way. So you do upper and lower body in that one every day?
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
4-day full body split.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's wild.
Those deadlifts were tiring too.
Yeah.
Where you couldn't even you couldn't
Oh,
hardly
yeah, I
get a
bet.
breath in.
I
yeah,
bet.
the sets of 12 on deadlift were rough. I might go back to that program eventually though.
Yeah?
I think after
I might give that a try,
cycle
actually.
through a couple other ones, then I think it'll be I'll be able to go back, because I tried to cycle
Right.
it twice in a row and it just was
Yeah, you
difficult.
stopped a few weeks in because it was
Yeah.
just too much.
Yeah, it was.
It's a lot on your back.
Yeah.
A lot
I feel
on your
it's,
legs.
It's really,
They're tired a lot.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely. It takes you gotta adapt to it, right?
The one problem I had was on deadlifts, I was tending to pull a little bit too much to my lower back, and my posture in general, I was like leaning like my lower back like I guess forward a little bit too much.
Okay.
And they call that like a pelvic tilt. And I'm just like recently like getting through like understanding like why this was happening and like preventing it, I guess, from the future. But like at that time, my back would get so tight on the sets of 12 on deadlift or on squat. And even up till recently,
yeah, you don't really realize like when you're squatting, you're working your lower back a ton,
right?
Like, and then you go straight into deadlifts, like you're working your back even harder there. So like, you know,
so like I've been a lot more conscious like the last week and a half or two of keeping like my lower abs tight and like trying to get my glutes more involved, and that'll keep like my lower back from like kind of like tilting in, and that was what was putting it in a bad position, and that's why I couldn't go through that program a second time. So I definitely think now that I understand that better and I know like
you have better form,
right? You know, I know how to avoid it, that I'll be able to do it again without feeling horrible every day.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, that's definitely unconventional right there, but you know it obviously worked if you guys put on that much strength.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
So that's incredible.
And it was nice. It was during the summer too, so like
Yeah.
Low stress levels. You know, we were going to work and we were lifting weights and we were eating, and it was like the perfect storm where we weren't super stressed out. We were able to schedule things not based on when we had class and whatnot. We could just schedule it how we wanted to, and that really made a big difference.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, programming is key. I should probably focus on that more. I'm like, well, what do I want to do today? I'll toss 45 on, maybe a 2.5 here and there.
But I think it's good. I mean, I think it's good too to allow yourself like freedom to do what you want, especially when you have, you know, like heavy class load and heavy workload, and like a big part of going to the gym is just like outlet for stress or for whatever. Man. So, you know,
because I know when I go to the gym, that's when I put my headphones in, and aside from talking to 30 people,
that's why we do this. That's why we do this, right?
Yeah, right. So if you see me in the gym, just go watch this podcast. You know, don't ask me any questions now. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you know, you put your headphones in, zone everything out. It's just doing the weights, you know, squatting, deadlifting, benching, whatever.
Yeah.
And you're getting better. So
there's nothing like school's like never on my mind when I'm at the gym.
No way.
It's wonderful.
No
it's
way.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
The best is like, you know, those days where it's like you got a gen ed or something, and it's like, you know, I can miss a day.
Dude, let me tell you.
And then you like go right to the gym instead. It's like, oh, that's a good feeling.
It's like, yeah, this is more beneficial. No, honestly, like my vehicle dynamics class has been suffering this semester. Just because I have not gone. Like, the first 4 weeks, I was like, I don't even have to be here. So, like, I've been going to the gym.
During that time?
Yeah. That's why I'm in there at 6. Supposed to be in class.
What's your senior design project?
It's a company funding it.
Okay.
It's something called a link lift.
Okay.
So, for instance, they do a lot of, like, theatrical things. Applications like when you have to move around you have to like move the floor pretty much. So like they'll have like 10 different lifts, and they'll like move the floor up, and then they'll put the seats, you know, they'll like shift them, put the seats down, then shift them, and like put like a basketball court down or something.
Yeah.
So like when you see like that stuff going on, that's what it is. It's a link lift underneath the floor, like actually lifting it and moving the pieces around. They do that with the stadiums too, like over the top. They have like these huge, just massive mechanical systems pulling, you know, the stadium apart. So that's what this company does, and we're trying to test the efficiency of them and figure out how we can apply the weight better to center it on the actual the lift itself. So there's a lot of programming involved and a lot of a lot of different physics going on. So it's been all right. Luckily, I haven't have to do any of the electrical stuff. So
yeah.
I'm strictly ME, and that's been all right. So I got my portion done, and it's been, you know, pretty smooth sailing from here. But it's gonna pick back up real quick.
Machines need good lifting technique.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, link lift, man. Let's do this. You know?
Did you get to pick what you wanted, or have an idea, or
yeah, you get to pick
did like a top 3?
Kinda.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, because you chose Serapid, didn't you?
I wanted to be on the wave generator, wave power, but the one I got was my second choice.
Yeah.
So you had choice then.
Yeah. I guess. Like, you took top 3, and then they pretty much were like, screw you, dude. Like, you're going here, you're going here.
Yeah.
But I think I had an advantage was because of the professor. I actually had the, I guess the guy at Serapid. I had him. He also teaches at Oakland. So I took his class, and he knew my name, so he was like, sure. So that's kind of how I got in there.
Okay.
So I got lucky there.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I never get lucky, so I was happy to see I was in that group. But yeah, man, it's it's definitely gonna pick back up. So what you're doing?
Nursing.
You're doing nursing, right?
Yeah.
So,
so nothing like that.
We're not.
Yeah.
I can probably speak for both of us because I'm not envious of what you have to do.
Yeah.
You know, man, it's hard hearing about. I mean, I don't know where do you work at?
American Axle.
Okay. Do you make nice money?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard hearing about these guys going to work and making money.
God, I hate it.
And you're broke as hell.
Oh, I hate it.
No, man, that's what I've heard.
We sit on our computer most of the day
And don't do shit.
We go to meetings and
just sit
low
there,
stress,
half asleep, drink some coffee, go back, do some calculations, go home.
And Austin's like cleaning up some old dude who's like.
Nathan's telling me the other day him and Kevin had to drive to Saline.
Yeah. To drop a part off or something.
Well, they were working there for the day,
Yeah.
so you got to drive there and then
Yeah.
drive back, and then you
Which
get paid
is-
to drive there and drive
Yeah,
back.
you get paid by the mile.
And they ended up carpooling. So really, they didn't both need to get paid, but obviously they did.
God,
God, I
man.
hate hearing about that. And
So,
then I
hey,
go to clinical
right.
twice a week.
Yeah,
Which
so
is
it's not
unpaid.
unpaid. Dude,
Yeah.
let me tell you, if engineering was unpaid, I would have beef. I would have lots of beef.
Yeah.
So,
It'd be rough.
but hey, you gotta think of it this way, man. In a couple of years, you're gonna be making some good dough, right?
Yeah, that's true. We're almost done.
Yeah.
I see you get that CRNA.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the
So you
end
gotta
goal.
go to.
Nurse anesthesia. Yeah.
Okay.
It's grad school, so I need like a year or 2 of ICU experience first.
Okay.
So it's fused online.
Gotcha.
And then
So
it's
that's
like 22 months.
The starting salary is pretty damn good for that, isn't it?
It is.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
in the
when you
6
CRNA,
figures.
Is it
you're
really?
doing well.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your plan? You come back for more school, or you call it a good after 4?
Plan right now is to get a master's. So I'm trying to come back right away because I know I'm not gonna want to.
Yeah.
Especially, depending on where, because I don't have anything lined up right now. But
I was just gonna ask if you had a job offer.
yeah, so I've actually been interviewing a lot lately. I've had 7 interviews in the past 4 weeks.
Okay.
So like I've been boom these past 4 weeks, and I've had calls back. So I'm gonna be going to the second round of interviews soon. So it's all coming together. The career fair got pushed back
Yeah.
to February. So like that kind of sucked, because a few of those interviews were contingent on like the career fair. So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna hear back from them until the beginning of March probably. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, I'm hoping I could get funding from the company, because generally
A lot of them will, yeah.
yeah, they'll pay you $7,000 to go get your master's a year. So like that's 2.5 classes a year.
Right.
Which helps.
And they're gonna pay you more when you get it anyways.
Exactly.
So you might as well.
Might as well do it, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking either just a Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering or a Mechatronics degree, which
Okay.
was kind of bridge the gap between electrical and mechanical.
Yeah. Would you do MBA eventually, or?
That was a thought I had. CMU actually has an online MBA degree. I don't know if you guys
I think a
know
lot of
that.
places will. A lot of grad school options are available online.
Yeah. I heard like CMU's is really like, pretty simple to get into and like actually get.
Doable.
Yeah, it's real doable
Yeah.
and it works with your schedule. So like I'm, I don't know. I would rather get my master's first and
Yeah.
then get a business, because if you get a business degree, you can do more like management stuff, right?
Right.
So, or like even like cost analysis.
Then you're getting into 60-hour work weeks and stuff like that, and that's kind
Yeah,
of scary.
dude,
That scares me.
I look at my manager and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do your job. no, thank you.
I feel you there.
Yeah, because he's in at 5 5:30, and he's there till God knows when. Because I'm like, all right, I'm in at 8, I'm gonna leave at 4.
Yeah,
that's it.
8 skate. That's,
8 skate, man. So like, unless he asks me to stay, I'm like, sayonara. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
No time for lifting, then.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, how am I supposed to lift if I'm working 12 hours a day?
It's crazy.
So, yeah. What about you guys? What are you doing? You're working at FCA, right?
Yeah, I'm at FCA. I'm actually going right back, and I'll start my master's in the fall. So, getting her done.
Good stuff, man.
Not waiting around.
Heck yeah. No, I agree with you. Because I know I'm going to, if I don't do it this year, I'm going to be a lazy piece of crap next year. I'm not going to want to do it, so I'll do it the next year. I'm not going to want to do it, so like...
Life happens, too. You'll
Yeah.
get tied down, and you'll have other responsibilities that are more important, and it's...
Yeah.
It'll be harder to justify.
Things get in the way.
Yeah.
So, you're going to go right away, right, to grad
I would
school?
like to. Like I said, hopefully I can get an ICU job right out of school.
Okay.
Sometimes that might take a year or two, though.
Okay. So there might be a
but
little
that's
leeway.
the plan, is to go as soon as I can.
Okay, that's good. So,
Yeah.
your job right now, will they like keep you after you graduate, or is it just like a co-op type?
No, it's my job, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna apply there.
Okay.
I'll probably apply to a few different places and just
Okay.
see. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've been there. It'll be like 2 years when I'm applying, so I hope, and I float, so hopefully I can apply to a few different floors.
That's good. You get like a broad spectrum of experience that way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. Yeah, life's happening, man.
Yeah. You got any words
crazy.
of wisdom leave the folks on, or?
Words of wisdom.
Last minute advice, something you want to get off your chest.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. Just stay consistent, I guess. I know everyone says it, but honestly, if you go to the gym, let's say you went to the gym this Monday, and then you don't go till the following Friday, and then if you're sporadic with your workouts, you're not going to see results. You have to stay consistent every day. Come in, do the work, and leave.
Yeah.
So that's all there is to it.
And it's years, not weeks.
Exactly.
To
You're not gonna
make any serious.
When you come in, you might be benching 150 pounds, and that's fine. 100 pounds even, whatever. You're gonna see results. You just got to be patient. So.
Right.
That's about it. Don't get discouraged either. Like you come in and see these guys, like you guys or like me. Like people probably look at us and say, "Wow, those guys, they're doing things right," and we are. But we've also been lifting for a long time. So
Right.
I think it's good to kind of. I like what you guys are doing here, giving a little bit of wisdom to people that don't really, might not know everything about what you're doing.
Right. And I think people get intimidated too. They'll see people who are very focused and seem to be very intentional with what they're doing, and
they take that as
they see that as intimidating instead of being able to look at them as like a resource, I guess.
Right. They get discouraged. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. But it takes time. I mean, freshman year I came to the gym and I had some experience from high school, but I see videos from back then. Now I'm like, wow,
holy crap!
I did not know what I was doing.
Just a different person, man.
I was that person that was intimidated.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't like going.
Heck, dude, when I first started working out, I was an 8th grader walking over from the middle school to the high school, and seeing all those dudes in there, they're tossing up 305 on the bar. Like, I'm like, I'm never gonna be able to do that. And here I am. So
yeah,
it's all about, if you want something, go get it.
Yeah, take the time.
Yeah,
and once the newbie game, I mean, you're gonna make bigger progress your first few months, and it's gonna taper off. But that's all right. That's just like gaining muscle. That's the way the lifts goes too. You can expect the progress to be about half what it was the previous year.
Absolutely. Exactly. And it's kind of sucks, seeing that go down, but you just gotta stay on it. Defy the odds.
Right. If it was all linear, then everybody would be benching 500 pounds after 3 years of lifting or something. So.
Yep. Like I came in to Oakland at 168, 165. I fluctuated between 165.
Weight-wise, you were
170. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I just weighed in today at 199.
Okay.
So I would consider myself fairly lean.
Yeah.
So I think that's been my biggest accomplishment, was actually gaining some serious muscle over the course of 4 years. So
yeah, it's definitely
30 pounds is quite a bit.
it might seem like a struggle when you feel like you're eating and doing everything right, and
Mm-hmm.
you're not seeing it on a day-to-day basis. But
you gotta look in the long
it's
term.
a long game, yeah.
Exactly, because I look back and say, yeah, that was worth it. I wasn't seeing myself progress like that, from day to day, but like I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it, and I look back now, and I was like, wow, I was 168 back then. So like,
Right.
things like that. It's good to see.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Well, thanks for coming out.
absolutely,
Appreciate it.
guys. I appreciate you guys having me.
It was a nice chat.
Yeah, nice little chat going on here. So.
All right. Well, thanks for listening.